Okay, so for the tartare sauce, it's basically a mayonnaise with capers, gherkins and onions, although that's not a strict rule. Because these are quite acidic, I won't add too much more acidity to the mayo. I'm going to add a little bit of lime juice. You could also add vinegar to mayo. So I've got my 3 good organic eggs. I'm also going to add a little bit of this lovely mustard, which is a whole grain mustard with some Guinness in it. My darling brought me this back from Ireland, so I'm just going to add about a teaspoon of that. I'm going to do this by hand. Can also do it with a machine, but I'm just going to try it by hand today. So I whisk them up and then I'm going to add some lime juice. See, it's already thickening up. Okay, I'm going to add my salt now. And some pepper. And that's my tartare sauce. So here I've cut my chips. I've done them big, nice big English style chips. Often here when you see these cookery videos, people talking about yapping on about chips, is you always hear about cutting them to the same size. But don't dwell on this too much. It's not the end of the world if they are different sizes. They will just have different textures. You know, they're fairly different. Just means that this one will be a lot more crispy and this one will be a bit more softer. So here are my prawns, my scampi. I'm going to then obviously dust them in flour, just so that the egg can adhere, can I say that? And then my breadcrumbs. I'm going to add some of my winter herbs, my rosemary, finely chopped. I've got this is now the season, let's keep it seasonal. Also I saw Marco Pierre White do it, so just copying him. Season the breadcrumbs, which I will do a little bit with salt, but I'm more going to season the flour. Toss them in the flour. I need to beat this egg. I need to bloody beat this egg. I need to bloody beat it. So, into the egg. Breadcrumbs, into the breadcrumbs. So a few more breadcrumbs on top. Make sure they get a nice coating there. Pan is on. Handle away from the edge. Probably going to fill this pan about halfway with oil, because obviously as I add things that will increase the volume. What we're going to do with the chips is the following. We're going to sort of, some people cook chips in, cook them first in water and then fry them. I'm going to cook them in fat. I'm going to effectively boil them first, so on a lower temperature boil them and then turn up the heat and then crisp them up on the outside, so it's a double cook. Right, I just checked one and lovely and soft on the inside. Now it's probably gonna oh. You can also see just by looking at them that they, you know, if you prod them a bit, they sort of have a bit of give. They bend a bit. So I'm going to drain them onto here, and they will of course become much more golden and crustier on the outside when I throw them in for the second cooking process at the higher temperature. Right, it's hot enough. So let's whack these in. These will take about 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Well, they really don't need long, so I can really start to take these out. Some of wonderful, 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 absolutely wonderful. So these are going in at a higher temperature. Okay. So, while they're still hot and wet, get your salt on there. And with the vinegar, Sarson's vinegar, best one, yeah, best one.
Yeah.
I don't put too much of this on. And I put it on where I still got the paper towel. I want the paper towel to soak up some of the vinegar. I think they shouldn't become soggy. They should just really have the smell of vinegar, the smell of it.